Assessment centers throughout the United States are known by many names, such as resource, intervention, diversion, access, or connection centers. They offer a valuable resource to youth, families, and communities by providing early intervention and an avenue to address concerning behavior. Assessment centers are part of a national community supported by the National Assessment Center Association. They provide a framework, model, and best practices for assessment centers. What are assessment centers? Assessment centers are a resource designed to listen, connect, navigate, and advocate for youth so that they don't end up in juvenile justice or child welfare systems. Centers listen to youth and families to build an understanding of the challenges they are experiencing at home, school, or in the community. Assessment centers offer a single point of access to connect youth and their families with community resources that build on their strengths and address their underlying needs. Centers then help navigate access to individualized, community-based resources to help overcome barriers. Resources could be connections to food banks, referrals to behavioral health providers for mental health and substance abuse challenges, or positive recreational and social opportunities. Assessment centers empower youth and families to advocate what's best for them. Assessment centers provide a safe space for kids to walk into on their own or be referred to by parents, school personnel, and other community stakeholders. Parents or caregivers who find themselves struggling with concerning youth behavior can access assessment centers prior to contacting law enforcement. Assessment centers determine what needs their child may have and identify resources to meet those needs. Assessment centers are also a terrific resource for schools. At-risk students who are consistently missing school or struggling with behaviors at school may have an underlying need that can be met through connections to community-based resources provided by the center. Traditionally, when a young person commits an offense, law enforcement is called, and a charge is filed with the court or the young person is taken to the detention center. We know this approach doesn't help kids or families. There are little to no alternatives for law enforcement or the courts when they encounter a struggling youth who has committed an offense. Assessment centers offer that alternative. Centers partner with law enforcement and local court systems as an alternative to arrest or citation. Centers work with youth and families to identify areas of strengths and needs in order to provide community-based connections. Assessment centers can be a resource to child welfare agencies when youth are at risk of entering foster or kinship care. Centers help by identifying needs and strength of youth and families and accessing community-based supports so they can remain in their homes. Young people who are in foster care are at higher risk of becoming involved in the justice system. Assessment centers can be a resource for foster care youth who may need additional community-based support to prevent system involvement. The National Assessment Center Association, referred to as NAC, is a member-based organization. To learn more and join, go to www.nacassociation.org.